like it all, but I don't like that new song, Throat Babies. Have you heard that mess?
What?
Oh, no, it's horrible.
Say what,
I used to think, I'm going to tell you what I used to think when my dad was like, you like them rappers be calling them women bitches and hoes, and then I listened to this new song today, and I'm like, what is this, man?
Welcome to another episode of Wait a Damn Minute.
Wait a damn minute.
We are here in Atlanta with Shay. She's one of the largest printing companies here in Atlanta.
Take that.
Yes, you are. We're here in this large facility of yours. So
Yes, ma'am.
we're going to talk to Shay tonight. And again, for those who don't know and those who remember, Shay is the one we supposed to talk to about a month ago, right, Shay?
Yes.
Over Zoom, and she was having Zoom issues.
Oh, wait a damn minute. You sure it was me?
Yeah, we was able to see you. We couldn't hear you.
I could see you too.
but you can hear us though, right?
I could hear y'all. It
We
was
could
coming
hear
in
her.
and out.
Yeah, it was something wrong with her mic. I think
my
it was
God. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, it's about to. No, it's not.
me. So we're here with Shay tonight, and she's going to introduce herself to you guys. So Shay, say hello to everyone and
Hello,
tell us a little
everyone.
bit about what you have going on.
Oh, Lord. My name is Shay Pegues. I'm from Saginaw, Michigan, and I migrated here to Atlanta, Georgia in 2008 with dreams of making it big because I had a medical device invention. And then the bottom fell out of everything. The housing market just tanked the country. In addition to the car industry was going south. And my mom and dad had my son, and my mom said, do not come back to Michigan. You try to do what you can do to make it there. Everything within reason.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
say that.
That's what you did, right?
I busted my butt. I worked for Chrysler at the time, and nobody, people were coming up to me saying, how's it feel your company is going to, go bankrupt? And I'm the only one that felt like I had some sense, which I felt like America, the government, will never let the automotive industry, crumble, because it is the cornerstone of our economy. Right. So I just stuck in there, and it was a harsh lesson for me because at one point I was one of the popular, I consider myself a token of the automotive industry. They just happened to get a girl that knew what she was talking about with cars. I was more than just in their checkoff box. But I went from working 280 or 90 days a year, almost 300 days a year, to not even having 3 shows, which probably is the equivalent to 2 weeks worth of work, 14 days. So, I was terrified.
Right. So you say you invented a medical device.
Yes.
Tell us about that medical device.
Yeah.
So what kind of medical device?
It's called the Relax Easy Sleep System, REST. It's an upper body support system, a foam wedge that had been cut and contoured to support your upper body. So back when black women, it was taboo to get a boob job, I had breast augmentation surgery because after I had my son, I had National Geographic boobies. They were little, they were like little raisins. And I was like, hold up, I got to get something to match this booty I got. So I had my boobs done, but when I laid on my stomach, which I'm a stomach sleeper, it felt like I was laying on a stack of books. So the bag would be compressed. So I cut this foam wedge until I could lay on my stomach and go to sleep. But as I talked to other people, I realized, I had friends that played football that had rotator cuff injuries. Other women had breast augmentation surgeries. Girls that was in their first or second trimester of pregnancy was having a hard time sleeping. Right. So I was going to make it big here in Atlanta. I was going to take over the industry.
Okay, so you were going. So what? How did you go? So how did you go from the medical device car industry to printing? But did I also tell you guys that she also does reality TV?
Oh Lord, that's the last.
So it's like
stop
you did
on the train.
auto, medical device, TV, printing and TV at the same time.
And I did radio.
And radio.
V103.
And also you have a what?
A 20-year-old?
No. that podcast? I don't want to know.
Oh, okay. The Powder Room podcast. That we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. So, so with the medical device, it just didn't go as I expected because at the time people were just trying to figure out how to survive. And the last thing they wanted to do was spend money on something that they didn't even understand how it worked or it hasn't been tested or anything. So I wind up, when there wasn't enough work for the auto shows, I wind up going into this convention. And the convention had this, it was this printing convention, and they had, I'm always the risk taker. So they had this thing called the DTG machine. It was going to revolutionize the printing industry. It was screen printing was going to get kicked out the box. And this was my first lesson about credit. And you know how people can do you. I had an 800 credit score, and I was like, sign me up. I want one. And they hit me with 19% interest.
With an 800 credit score.
With an 800 credit score. They should have been giving me that shit for free.
Right.
And I didn't know. I didn't know any better. And my mom and the lady at the bank who we ran it by, because my parents have always been in business all my life, they begged me not to. And I went ahead and stepped out there, inked up the machine, and Chrysler called me. Now, mind you, they haven't been working with me. They said, we want to send you on a 3-month tour. And I inked up the machine. And the company asked me not to, but I just was so anxious. I inked it up, left out of here on a 3-month tour, and ruined a $40,000 machine.
With 19% interest.
With 19% interest.
Wow.
And I made every note. Because at the time that this was the first machine out there, this was the first gen. So they hadn't worked out all the kinks. So the inks in it if it sit for a long time, it would ruin the print heads. So I just wound up running a machine. So I would take it apart and put it together. I was like a shade tree mechanic. After I had sent it in a couple times and spent a couple grand getting it fixed, then finally I just started taking it apart myself. But how I got introduced to the print world is I started talking to other printers about it. And they be like, I want to meet the girl that was fool enough to buy this thing. But it became a conversation piece. About me buying this machine that everybody else wouldn't take a chance on. But the people that I met Miss Gwen, I met Tim Rowe, I met Phil, I met Mr. Walt. These are people who held my hand and taught me everything about printing. I never let go of my job. Me and my mom always laugh about Steve Harvey and his bullshit, no disrespect. But, sometimes you got to jump out there. We still got to fucking eat. You know what I'm saying? You still got to pay your bills.
You sure do.
So we can't always jump out on dreams. I had to figure out how to make it work. So at one point I had a concession stand at the Port of Sanford. I had the print thing going on. And then I also was jumping on and off the planes with Chrysler. So I'm tired. But
you have a lot
my
going
grind
on.
is ridiculous.
I see.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Do you think that, as you said before, that you left how old was your son when
My son was 8 when I moved down here to Atlanta. So in 2008, he was born in 2000. So I left June 2008. And the idea was I was going to strike it rich with the medical device. And I was going to bring my baby down and we was going to live, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
And that shit didn't work out. You know what I'm saying?
So
and then
the
you
plan
meet somebody.
was to leave him
Yeah.
there and then to go back and get. So how old was he when he came here with you?
When Shason finally came here, he was about 15. Because during that time, I'm still working for Chrysler and I'm on tour. It's not like I'm here in one spot. They'll send me somewhere for 2 weeks. They'll send me to LA Auto Show, New York Auto Show. So essentially from September to May, I was gone on tour. This was my source of income. The money was, this was the whole world that I wasn't used to. Like they would give you per diem and they would pay for your hotel. And I was telling my mom, I'm like, they gonna ask for the money back, because I didn't know what per diem was. I was being introduced to all this stuff.
So how old were you when you was working for Chrysler doing all this?
I started when I was 26 and I was in debt because I didn't have insurance when I had my son. And so $30,000 to have him. And I literally had him on his due date and I said, how much is it for me to stay one day? And they said $5,000. I said, pack his shit up. We leaving today. Come on. Get all his little shit.
Wait
We finna
a minute. And you
Did you ready to
Get his
leave?
shit. Yep. Get his shit. Wrap him up. Let's go. Not another. Because I knew I didn't have insurance. But when I started working for Chrysler, every check that I had went to paying that debt off. And, you know, I was so, I talk about this on the show, Ready to Love. I had postpartum depression. Like, it was overwhelming to be responsible for a life, you know, like this little person. And I was like, I'm gonna go to get some welfare. Mom was like, all right now, not to anybody who's on public assistance, but my mom was like, they're gonna be in your business for the rest of your life. So I just was like, I don't think I want them in my business like that. So it was hard.
Yeah. So Shay, how was Ready to Love? How was that show?
It was a different experience because I wasn't ready. I really wasn't ready
So how
to
they
be
pick
on
you
the
to be
show.
on there? It was like an audition.
No, so a friend of mine so my life is like a butterfly, right? I am not one of those people that can be like, okay, in 2.3 years, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I have all the spider diagrams and my life isn't like that. I just kind of butterfly from one. I be like, oh, okay. Might go into a store and meet Bill Gates. Hey, Bill Gates might say, Shay, I need you to print 1 million shirts up. Okay. And it'll just keep floating.
Right.
I just understand that about myself. So a friend of mine who I did auto shows with, she became a casting recruiter. So what does that mean? That means they have to gather up people and then they submit them and then they get paid a check. So this is my friend and we're going through hard times. So she says, I need one more name in order to get paid. Can I throw your name in the hat? Go ahead, girl. I want to do that. And so these people started calling me. So my friend who I did auto shows with, she is now a producer, an executive producer out in LA. So I said, these people keep calling my phone. Who are these people? Right. And she was like, I said, just make sure they don't have no porn or nothing like that, because I don't even want to put my name in no data bank that I had been signed up for some porn. You know, I might want to be the president one day. And they'd be like, your ass signed up for some porn back in 2000 something. So she said, well, obviously, if they're calling you, they're interested. And I was like, well, I don't want to go down there, but what if Will Packer and Oprah Winfrey down there? And they need somebody to print their rap gifts.
Right. So you looking at it for, excuse me, so you looking at it for your current business.
Yeah.
Rapping.
Rap gifts are when everybody is done with the production and they'll buy them jackets or T-shirts or little tchotchke items. Right. So, you know, the way my luck works, I'd be like, I ain't going. They'd be like, Oprah Winfrey was down at the Embassy Suites. And I'd be like, shit.
So you want to try.
Damn, Oprah. Wait a damn minute. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me go down here because I never know who you'll meet. And they was like, well, we got a psychiatry test and we're going to take an IQ test. And I was like, I have always wanted to talk to a psychiatrist because I don't think shit is wrong with me. I think everything is wrong with other people.
I do too.
Yeah. So let me talk. Come on.
I think something's wrong with everybody else too, but for some reason they all think that
something's
wrong with me.
Now we all think something's wrong with her.
You need to talk to one. To the psychiatrist. It was a psychiatric evaluation. That way you can have your little piece of paper and be like, now what the hell is wrong with y'all? Because he's saying shit wrong with me.
Right.
And just be making photocopies and tearing it off and giving it to people. Shut the fuck up. Here, read it. He's saying shit wrong with me.
So you have pretty much been going around like a butterfly because you've been kind of like bumping into the right ones, being at the right location.
V103. I'm putting up some window perf outside of Tom, Dick, and Hank. A guy was like, oh, this how we do it? I go in and talk to him. He called his friend who works for V103. I go on there and talk about cars. Then the next thing I know, the program director was like, what do you think about being on the radio? I don't think about it. What do you think about me being on the radio? And then all of a sudden, I'm running the board, some shit I've never seen, and I'm on the radio. I'm a radio personality.
So you became a radio personality with no experience.
And people did not like me at the
with
radio.
no experience. And you started off by working for Chrysler. Everything started by working
Knew about cars. Knew about cars because my dad,
and everything else
he would just take me in the garage. And my friend was going on an interview. And she didn't know how to get around in Detroit. And me being the busybody I am, stayed running to Detroit from Saginaw, just all over the place. Used to lie to my parents about going to the mall in Saginaw. My ass be at Northland. So which is in Detroit. Yes. So take my friend to the interview, and there's three of us. There's a girl named Lanice. She is now a news anchor in Memphis. There's my friend, and then there's me, and they all dressed to the nines. And I'm like in my jeans because I'm just taking my friend down there, and I'm finna go be fast after this. We finna hit Northland and holla at some dudes. That's what, shit. Where the street niggas at? That's what, but all this, so we go, and the lady goes, oh, my God, I didn't know we had 3 people to interview. I said, no, I'm just here for moral support. No, we want to talk to you. I said, okay. I go back there in my jeans.
Everything is okay.
Okay. Well, what's the worst can happen? So I go back there, and I get to telling them how my dad used to make me change the tires and the wheels on the cars, and how my dad used to spank me at his stores, and how I wrecked the car, and my dad made me change everything about it. And I didn't know I was sitting with the high-end executives of Chrysler.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking shit about street racing and all kind of stuff that I used to do with my dad. And I didn't know that these were the higher ups. And they was like, we love her. Wow. And I was like, so I leave, and we go to dinner on our way to go and hang out. And they call me like 15 minutes after the interview. And what I thought was just conversation. Right. And they were like, well, we want you to join the auto show. And I was like, cool, you want to talk to Brenda? And they were like, we're going to call her.
So how did you come up with the name of your printing company?
It was during a time when it was like iPhone and I this and I that. And so I just thought the catchy name, Innovative Design, or IDAP would be cool. I tried I something. Signature Art Imaging was the first one. I was like, that's a damn paragraph. So, nobody gonna remember that. But I just thought IDAP was so cool because that's when everybody was with, the I speaker and I this and I that. So, and I loved acronyms, which is Innovative Design and Printing Solutions. So that's how I came up with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like acronyms.
Were you going to say something wrong?
I was.
I saw a wheel. I saw you spinning.
Actually,
like,
I was twitching, and I don't know what's wrong. That kind of scared me.
Money coming. That's what I heard.
What is it?
When your eye be jumping.
What is that?
Say money.
Hello?
Say it again.
Money,
that
no,
one.
because it did it earlier today, so you said money coming.
Money, and if your hand itches and your eye twitch, it means you got some money coming.
well, mine was twitching up.
Hello, somebody.
Hey, sister.
Wait again a minute.
Hey,
This been
friend.
twitch. This about the 20th twitch today, but that was a hard twitch, so I guess it's a big one, shame. But I was looking at it because I was trying to
took
open
your
up my
notebook.
eye, ain't no eyelash or twitch. But anyway, I'm gonna get back on track.
Eye jumping.
Yeah, it was really jumping. Actually, starting this IDAP, your solution, your printing company, how's the support with your family and friends?
In the beginning, people were saying to me, you must be bored. I was always like rhinestone and shoes and stuff like that, but the math didn't make any sense to me. So, I bought the machine. Everybody's answer to everything was, you must be bored. Or you need something to do. Well, just because you want to spend $5,000 on a purse or some Louboutin shoes, and I want to invest into a machine or something that I think can make happen, what you do any better than me? Right. So I just really didn't. I never gave a shit about what anybody thought about what I did. Right. I didn't poll people. I mean, down to the fact I didn't give a shit about what my dad or anybody said. My mom was my biggest supporter. My mom was, when I first moved here, my dad and my uncle was like, it's a bunch of pretty girls in Atlanta. And my mom was like, well, what are we doing? Are we selling ass and titties? Or is she, what are we doing? They ain't got Shay down there. That was her biggest thing. What is she going down there for? So they ain't got Shay. So Shay, take your ass down there and do what you got to do and don't be playing around. So, from now, everybody like, girl, I knew you was gonna make it, girl, sis.
Make my baby a t-shirt.
Oh, sis. Now everybody want me to do something. Now it's sis. Before it was you bored. So I try to encourage people that if you really have a dream, you cannot listen to what other people say because they don't see your vision.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They don't, all their fears and everything that they are scared of and the stuff that they may not have the constitution. They may not be able to push through. They may not see the bigger picture. You know, for me, you know, my homegirl, she was like, well, T-shirts aren't $1 million business. Bitch, you have no idea.
Not one, okay?
You have no idea what it is.
Because when you print, you do more than T-shirts.
Nobody saw that.
Right. Nobody saw that. You doing signs. You doing the posters they hold up for their birthday announcements. It's more than T-shirts.
But nobody saw the
it's
people that I
mugs.
would ever meet. Nobody
Gotcha.
knows that.
They small-minded people.
Yeah, but they don't know what your future is. Like, they didn't know that I was going to be on a national TV show, you know, that I would meet you guys. Nobody knows who this will ever reach.
Right.
So to say, you know, that's fine. You can cap yourself, that you don't see yourself going any further. But I don't know tomorrow what'll happen, who I'll run into.
That's true.
I was gonna ask you, Shay, about giving us advice on our podcast, but you basically summed it up for what it went minute. Basically, our dream is not everybody else's dream, and keep going.
They don't know who y'all will meet
Right.
tomorrow. They don't know who will see this episode, or they don't know what is in your future. They're not. They don't know.
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And who gives a shit that 100 other people, because that's what my cousin was saying all the time. Everybody is printing and sagging in Atlanta. Well, so what?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't go visit other people's shop. The people
Right.
who mean something to me is the people, and I get weepy when I talk about Tim. Rarely do you'll see me have any emotions about certain things, but for Tim and Miss Gwen and Mr. Walt, they just taught me how to fish. You know, they broke down pricing. They broke down the game for me. They never tried to, you know, snuff out my growth. They was always there. And if you didn't want to teach me, well, fuck it. I'm going to stand here and watch you. Make me leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm on your hip. Everything you do, I'm doing. There's no, you're going to have to make me go home. And that was the same thing with cars or so what, they sent me to North Hill, South Dakota. So the skills that I learned from Chrysler, I watched their blueprint. They're a Fortune 500 company. I understand how they brand, how they move around. See, some people just give away T-shirts because they don't have nothing else to do. But I understand when you go to these events for these major companies and they give you some kind of tchotchke items, in exchange, what you have to do, give them their information. What you don't understand that is $50 to them. The price value for me getting your information is $50 to $100. You know what it tells me about you? It tells me about your demographics, where you live, the household average income, what you can afford. I understand what coupons to send to you. And now with this right here, this little weapon right here, every time you scan or look something up, they grab that information. So now I don't have to give you shit. I don't even got to give you a T-shirt to get that information. That's right. So, but that's what Chrysler taught me, and it taught me to be able to move fluently around different people. So it could be a black family come up, and I could talk about cars and why you should pick this minivan. It could be a white family. I'm relatable. I don't care about how dark I am. I don't care about what I look like. I don't care about if I'm a woman. I've won over hillbillies that have been trying to ask about trucks. Well, hey, boy, and it'll be a man. They'll pick a man in a sweatsuit, and I'm standing here in a whole suit with a thing that say Chrysler. And they'll go to the white guy or whoever, a man, and ask them about the car. I never did get offended. I used to think it was cute. Oh, when he finished giving you the wrong answers, then you come up. And it used to be a joke to me. And then the guy would be like, Shay, what's the mileage on the car? What's a 410 rear end axle ratio? What it a tow on a 6.7 Cummins diesel? And
then what will you do?
I'd be like, it's gonna cost you $1 to get that question, and I wind up winning the person over instead of being offensive and being like, well, you should have asked the woman that. I didn't even go that route. I'd be like, you didn't want to ask me nothing. You wanted to ask him, so you're gonna have to pay me $1 now. And everybody would laugh. And here I would meet this person that probably finished calling somebody a nigger 2 seconds ago.
Right.
Now every year at the show, they be like, I'm looking for Shay. That's who I want to
so
talk to.
So you was naturally being yourself. So it was no, you were just being yourself, and you wasn't being big headed because you're a woman or you were black.
I didn't have a chip.
Right.
And I would check the shit out of people when they would come with me to that angry black woman bullshit.
Exactly.
Like, miss me with that. I had a situation in here in the shop, and I would ask the person on a regular, clean up your space. Clean up. So finally one day, nice text message, hey, hope you're feeling better. Can you clean up your space? It's going to be a safety hazard. And so finally one day, I was like, hey, come in this motherfucker and clean this shit up.
So they understood that, right?
They understood that real well.
So then this was the answer. Well, I understand that's how you talk. Hey, what you're not going to do is play with me with this angry chip on the shoulder, black woman bullshit. See, how many times did I ask you to clean up nicely? No, I want you to give me a number.
Right.
I asked you. No, how many? Not was it 5? Was it 10? And so now I'm here.
Right.
And you're responding to this. So don't play with me on the angry black woman. No, I'm just an angry person, and you need to clean up your shit because you ain't at home with your mama.
Hello, somebody.
Right.
Wait a damn minute.
Wait a damn minute.
Wait a damn minute.
So
I know that's right.
So what do you have going on now, Shay? Now that you
every damn thing. Shit.
I want you to speak on that podcast.
yeah,
That you said we'll come back to
that
later.
Okay.
Go ahead and tell us about the podcast.
So the
because,
podcast.
Did y'all officially start yet?
No. So, I'm very transparent. So, the people who came together to create the podcast
And who were those
could
people?
not is Lily from SWV, French. They were the two working together, and Nikki, the real Nikki Nicole. She was on the show with Candy. She started with Candy Coated Nights, and so I don't know much about the industry, so I really don't. I say what I want to say, and you can't ban me from shit because I'm just making T-shirts. So I don't have to worry about people can they click shit. So say what I want to say. So, but I think what happens is people have amazing ideas. Not to say that the podcast isn't going to happen. I think people have to, and this is in everything when you partner up with folks, you have to understand that people have different business models. And some people are very structured because they come from a structured background. Everything must be, the T's must be crossed, the I's must be dotted. And then some people are just wild, wild west. Throw the shit up there and let's see if it's sticking. Then we'll clean it up later on, you know?
Right.
So I think it's a lot of people that have amazing ideas that come together, but they get so wrapped up into their own agenda, how they want to do things, that they cannot move forward. Okay. You know, so not to say that it's not going to happen. It's just on pause right now because sometimes people have to give a little bit on. You have to realize you're not losing. Nobody's going to lose in this situation if it goes big and goes great. But we got to get past some of, I want it my way, or I want it doesn't have to be all your way, one this way or this person's way. Only if it's my show, my show by myself. But I think for us as black people, it's hard for us to compromise. I had some young people today, the other day, and I say young because they like 28. And the guy asked me, why as black people are we so jealous of each other?
I said that just the other day.
Okay, so I'm finna answer your question. So remember the movie Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio? Did y'all ever see that about the dreams and people going into other people's dreams? And okay, so when you get a chance to watch it, so the idea of Inception was they were trying to get this guy to change his mind about this big company. So what they can do is they can enter the realms of your dreams and plant a thought inside your dream so much, in fact, that you think it's your own idea. Okay. So hold on to that. So are you familiar with the letters of Willie Lynch? The Willie Lynch letters? I heard something about it. See, that's what I don't like. I don't like that I've heard something about it, but you haven't read it. We see it go around on Instagram, but we never take the time to read how heinous it is. It's so heinous. It's about how we as black people, how they have learned to pit. And this man said, this is something that will affect people for 1,000 generations. This is how to control your slave. We're going to pit man against woman, woman against woman, light against dark. We're going to have the people on the inside of the house that's servicing you think that they're better than the people on the outside.
I just said that.
Okay,
to our
so you
producer.
plant this so deep inside to the fact that now people are talking about what he think on Ready to Love. They arguing about what he think he all that because he light skinned. And they like, well, what is this all about? Well, now you planted jealousy in people and they don't even know what we mad about. Why am I mad? My father used to call me Smokey and all kind of stuff. I know that I'm a nice looking woman. So when I see another brown woman and she's having a color issue, I can't understand why you have an issue with your color. I'm okay with my color. I'm okay with my hair. I used to try to use Ambi and lighten up my skin, but I'm going to school with 300 white kids, so I just want to blend into what they're doing. It's not that I think that I'm better at 12 and 13 years old. You just want to look like your peers, wearing contact lenses and stuff like that. So I have learned to embrace my dark eyes, my brown skin. I like how loud I laugh when I'm talking loud, or I have accepted that. I like that I cuss. I don't drink and I don't smoke, and I don't have to make an excuse to anybody that I'm not being a goody two-shoot. I don't like it. I don't want to do it.
Right.
So for us, we are so at odds with each other about petty stuff while other races are advancing. We too busy fighting about your hair and your lashes. Wow, that's so fucking petty. If you want to put a whole track of weave on your eyelash, that's your goddamn business. You know what I'm saying? But we so busy fighting about petty stuff, we can't even advance, even here in this shop. So busy fighting about stuff that don't even make any sense that folks then already in other races, like, this is for the greater good. We got to click together. I hate you and you hate me, but together we can get a bigger dollar. They get it. They move on. But we are lost for our history. We have been planning. Y'all got to read the Willie Lynch letters. It's going to make your stomach turn and you're going to understand. So I don't be mad at these girls when they so-called sat chasing or trying to get an athlete for their money. For them, this is the only chance that they're going to ever have an opportunity at something bigger that they can see for themselves.
Yeah.
So I get the psychology of it. And I'm just blessed that I've been put in different positions that I'm able to grow. So I don't have that bitterness. Like, I'm not mad about it. And I try to pull up other people. The only thing that has hurt me recently is trying to help other people and you seem to get bitten. Like,
that's when you're pretty much trying to help other people. Oh, I'm gonna put it all to my mouth. That's when you're trying to help other people.
yourself in there. Wait again a minute.
She's like, I'm like,
it's a sobering moment and you just, damn.
messed that up. But that's when you're trying to help other people that don't really want to help themselves. They pretty much want you to do everything for them.
They despise you for helping them. And yes,
right.
They want you to do everything for them. So they need your help, but they don't want to have to submit that they
need your help.
Need your help.
Right.
Yeah.
So Shay, how did you stay so determined, motivated, and focused on all the things that you had going on at one time? Like, that didn't drive you absolutely crazy?
I was in a bad relationship. That'll do it, because you'd be like, he over here. I'm just going to focus on that. Yeah, I was in a horrible relationship for 8 years that I was down here. And I just focused on this. I didn't have a whole lot of girlfriends and stuff, so I didn't have to get caught up in the he said, she said, or what you said, or you looked at me funny, or you didn't text me back. And damn, bitch, these phones are man-made things. They subject not to, word. So the text may not have went through. You know what I'm saying?
Or
but
you might just simply been busy, didn't want to talk.
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't have to deal with all. I've had some petty stuff happen, but I just never, this is my goal. I don't know where this is going. I don't have any plans for it. I'm just going to keep working hard and keep growing. And if I see this lane, I'm going to jump in that lane and move forward. As long as I'm moving forward, I'm fine.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so. I mean, at one point, I sacrificed a lot. Like I said, I ate kids' nuggets meal where everybody is going to Papa Do's. You know what I'm saying? When everybody is out kicking it and partying, my theory is, well, I'm probably going to spend some money. So why not just be here and make some money?
Right.
So I was just figuring it out. This has just became the priority for me. So that I just never cared about what anybody had to say or. Yeah, I just
Did you
never
just
worried about it.
always know like you was gonna be this successful?
No, am I successful?
You don't think so?
I don't know what it is. I don't even really know what success looks like. I just feel like this is a bill. This is a big ass bill.
Right. Right.
This is 6,000 square feet worth of bill in here. And I got to get up every morning, and my credit is on the line, and I got to get up every morning. And if I want to pay for this house that I got to be here. I don't have anybody telling me what time to be here. If you give me your money and I tell you on Tuesday, guess what? Your shit got to be ready on Tuesday.
Right.
Or you're going to go tell everybody how I didn't do your shit.
Right. But your workers, you have people that's working for you. So even when you're not here, they are, right?
No, because I take one day off, and it's like they let the zoo out. Like, everybody's
Everybody doing their own
you can
Shay, are you enjoying it though? Actually working, doing the T-shirts, the posters, and the signs, the pillows, everything you're doing.
You're catching me on a low right now.
Okay.
A month ago, I was on a high. I was enjoying it. I was enjoying watching everybody work together, a bunch of young people in the shop. And then a month later, fast forward now, this is the low. This is the hard part right here. I cried all day yesterday, fought with somebody I didn't want to fight with, and never seen it coming, person mad at me. Now they want to sue me. Person I was leaning on disappeared on me. So now this is the tough part of having a business, trying to figure it out. And like I was telling my daddy this morning, fuck it, I'm walking away. Like, fuck this. And then you come in here and you look at all this shit and you be like, I really can't say fuck it.
Right.
You know what I'm
You gotta
saying?
stay
Right.
here.
It's too much. Yeah,
Yikes.
too much.
And then I got these people shit to do on Wednesday. So maybe I'll say fuck it month after next. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the middle of it.
But you handling it well. You don't like you going through anything, which we all have a good front sometimes. Behind that smile could be some pain.
Lots of it.
Yeah, right.
Lots of tears.
But keep pushing, keep going.
Thank you.
Push.
I'd be like, what am I
praying to
doing?
something happen. Just push.
So when you say you did a lot of in the house, working, eating nuggets, not going out with everyone, so are you in the Atlanta clique? Because Atlanta is full of different cliques.
Interesting enough, it's like the mob. I have no interest in it, but I keep getting sucked in by, excuse me.
So your turn.
Hey, look, what you do, Shay?
Jill Scott.
That's Jill Scott. Hey, girl, I'm gonna do the shit around.
I mean, my life is so random. No, I don't think I'm a part of the clique, but I got to deal with Jim Ellis Chevrolet that I am their social media director. I don't know how. Just, yeah.
How do you continuously run into like these good jobs or this good position where you keep being planted in the right place at the right time? That's kind of like, I wouldn't say lucky, I would say blessed.
Very.
Because
I'm the
it's
Don
like-
King of my shit. I'm gonna talk.
Hey, okay,
I'm
wait
gonna
a minute.
But
now.
I know how to promote myself without looking cheesy. So, example, I'm in a line at IKEA, right? And I'm returning something, and I'm standing in the line with this white guy, and I'm trying to return his stuff, and I said, well, I'm returning. He's like, well, making conversation. He's like, what are you returning? And I was like, this stuff from my shop. I was, oh, you got a hair salon? No, I don't.
Right. He just assumed.
I get it. That's the typical that every black woman has. I have a print shop. Now I got somebody's attention.
Right.
Really?
Right.
What kind of printing do you do? Glad you asked. So
Right.
much, in fact, that his wife came over. And so I know how to handle it. I'm not going to, white guy wind up being the president of Wells Fargo.
Wow.
So
Okay.
his wife comes over And me doing auto shows enough, and I also know when my parents had a bar, you never, when a man is there and a woman is there, you don't talk to the woman. You don't talk to the man. You don't make her feel any kind of
That's
way.
right.
So when she walked up, I said, "Oh my God, you are such a lucky man to have a man." She's like, "Oh, okay," because I already know that as a black woman, you know, some white women are already threatened by us.
Right.
So
That's true.
you got to diffuse the situation, right? So I'm talking to her, and now she's telling him, "Get her card." You know,
Right.
she's pulling him in to get my card. I didn't even have a damn card on me. My card was in the truck, and the line was wrapped around IKEA. If y'all ever been, y'all know how that return line be. I was like number 102, and they was on number 30. I was like, I'm not getting out of this damn line.
Oh, hello.
Wait a damn minute.
Wait again, minute.
Like, let's get a piece of that paper. Let me write my number and everything down because I'm not going to get a
You might need to
card.
be in comedy too. You ain't never
Because you've been having us cracking up.
Yeah, you funny.
Look, when I first met her,
job.
we was in here for about 2 hours talking to you.
Yeah.
We was in here cracking
Yeah,
up.
just dry Seinfeld sense of humor.
So Shay, look, you look like Rashida from.
I get that.
I know you do.
If I had a curly hair, I'll get chilly.
and you look
I'll
like
get-
Tatiana from Fresh Prince.
I'll get them all rolled up
pretty
in
though.
one. Thank you.
Queen.
Thank you.
You are.
But yes, I became the director of the social media for Jim Ellis Chevrolet by default because I just was like, I want to do what Greg and them doing. Block had a demo car. Greg had a demo car. And I was like, I know about cars and I can be an asset to y'all. So when I used to go get my car serviced, I got cool with the general manager and they gave me a 2020 Black Ops truck. The $90,000 truck, sit up to the sky. So during the time that I have this truck, my buddy, he calls me and asks me, can I print up these shirts for Trap Museum? So, you know, I pull up and it just so happened that Tip and his family pull up. His kids are the most well-behaved, freak you out, like, hi, ma'am, how are you doing? And I was like, who are you talking to? Your mama behind me or something? And he was like, no, how are you doing? And I was like, you talking to me? And so I just said the next time I see Tip and Tiny, you know, I just want to compliment them on how well their kids behave. So Tip pulls up in his Rolls Royce truck, and my boy is like, this the girl, you know, this is the lady that prints all of our shirts for us and stuff. And so he was like, hey, how you doing? Can you get me 200 hoodies by tomorrow? And it's like 5:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday. Oh. And he wants 200 hoodies. And I was like, yeah, the problem isn't us printing them. The problem is, can we get the hoodies? Let me see what I can do. And so he was like, well, tell me a price. Nope, I'm talking to James. So I understand protocol. I never cut my boy James out. Was so excited to talk to Tip that I did him like this.
That's what's up.
I was like, I'm going to run it by James. James going to run it back to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't trying to give Tip my card. I wasn't trying to be in his face. James is protocol. That's the line of protocol. Right. So me and my cousin run out. We run and go find 200 hoodies. They are in his video. But while we were there, I had some tchotchke items to give out to the people at Trap Museum for Jim Ellis Chevrolet. So that was, I understand guerrilla marketing and grassroots marketing from what I did with Chrysler. So because I got their blueprint. So from that, you know, people are asking me, I bet you got that nice truck because you out here with that, you know. And so I was like, yes, ma'am, let me tell you about the cars. This, you know, they got more than $90,000 trucks. Go out there and see them. It's some good people. So just understanding the power of who you are. That's and now I don't know if you've seen Chip new video, Hit Dog a Holler. My whole work is all over. He wearing the hoodies. All the biker boys is wearing the hoodies. Oh. That's something I made happen within 12 hours because I got my own equipment. I know what I'm doing. Nobody, let me say this. Let me change it. I know how to work my own equipment. It's not just up to other people who coming in here working for me. I need to understand how it works. Any event that somebody's not available or they walk off on me, I can pick up the slack.
Right.
So, you know, I just happen to be in these situations. So here and now, I have a rapport with Tip. Tip walked up to me and like, hey, man, why you got this big old truck? And I was like, I'm a little person. Little person need a big old truck like this. So now for Jim Ellis Chevrolet, this is an opportunity, a one-on-one opportunity that they would never have to talk to Tip about the truck organically. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sell him anything. I'm just explaining to him this what make the truck so fly. You should go in there and holler at him. And you probably can get 20 of them. You take that Rolls Royce, you crack a joke. You take that Rolls Royce and you probably get 50 of these. Don't get rid of that. Get a fleet of them for all your family.
Right.
But, just knowing how to talk to people and navigate around and not being afraid.
At the same time, being humble. You're so humble.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And has a sense of humor. I think that's important too.
Yeah, I got this from this white girl named Heather. We was on tour for 3 months, and she has the worst sense of humor ever. Wow. And I love it. It's very dry and stank, and I picked it up from her.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up, Shay. But
Damn, y'all
I
leaving
have
me already.
another question for you, about Atlanta itself. Would you have rather been anywhere else doing this besides here?
I honestly could not see myself being this progressive anywhere else. I tell people all the time, you could have lint in your pocket and people will support you in Atlanta. The first time you shade somebody or do something slick, that word will spread just as fast as if you do something good. So
That is serious here.
yeah, I just couldn't see myself. Like, I don't think I would have been able to move around and been, because it's a bunch of implants in here.
Right.
So it's so many people implanted. I couldn't come to Virginia because people be like, who is that? Where she come from? Who is her people? Where she was raised at. But Atlanta is so many people coming from all over the country, all over the world. You just have to be careful when it comes. I don't play about that Social Security number. No, you lucky if you get my birth date, like the year.
Okay.
Because you'd never be combining some shit on me and getting you a house in my name. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I just protected and was able to safely move around. I just wasn't loose with that Social Security number and birth date, and understand that it's people out here that's fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? So you have to protect yourself. I learned a harsh lesson about, as a woman, how vulnerable I was and subject to possibly getting raped. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, whoever my guardian, shout out to my guardian angel.
Right.
Because I know he got like one feather left. Swear to God, he like, damn, she was so cute, God, when you showed me her as a baby, but this is a rough one. You know what I'm saying? I just been in so many bad situations.
Wow. So,
that,
Shay, is there anything you would change about yourself?
About myself?
Yeah, is there anything you would change about yourself?
Man.
Like me, I mean. Yeah.
I just told my mom the other day, at one point, y'all remember, it looked like hoes was winning. Like all the Amber Roses and all the hoes was getting all the, you be like, why can't I talk to Wiz Khalifa? Not that I would want him, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a good girl. And it just seemed like the people who were shady was coming up. And I said to Mom, why you had to raise me with morals and values? I don't feel like I'm winning. I feel like I'm struggling. I feel like me doing the right thing, I'm not getting ahead, and I'm looking at all these people with credit card scams and slick shit. And now they asses, you know what I'm saying? You just feel like they winning and you are struggling so hard and nobody is taking note of you being a decent person. And then it takes for somebody to walk to me in the airport, and a complete stranger, and say, man, I saw you on Ready to Love, or, I've been watching you on your Instagram, and there's some things that you said that really, hit home with me, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate you being, a clean and decent, I cuss a lot. And there's nothing wrong with people.
It's okay.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
Fuck the shit. Like, bitch.
Yeah. Favorite word. What's that word? Nah. But I just, it felt like everybody was winning. And I don't, I just cried the other day, and I was like, I wish I was just shady. I just wish I was shady, and I could just fuck people over and not feel bad about it.
You want to like go off and like sometimes on social media I want to be messy.
Yeah.
But deep down it's really not me. Like I ain't scared. I be wanting to say, I be wanting to be Yeah, messy.
Yeah, see, I do
But it's
too,
not. But it's
that's
not me. It's not me.
So everybody be looking like this.
But what's the repercussions?
I get like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's always with me.
But my thing be like,
So you
what
do
is the
all the
feeling after it? You know what I'm saying? Like, not even empty, like the pit in your stomach, because now you got to go a step further than the other person. And did you really want it to go this far?
Right.
And sometimes you just got to let shit go. You know what I'm saying? Because I have the ability to be able to see 5 steps down. And sometimes I could say something so terrible, you know, like the little guy came to me and he says, how old are you? And I said, you're not equipped for this. You're not witty enough to ask me. And so he kept going. And I said, okay, hold my beer. You know what I'm saying? So now let me get in your ass. Okay, I'm older than your mama, but I look better. The question is your mama and daddy, sister and brother? Because you look like you're the product of some incest. Better yet, we know your mama drink. So you look like one of them fetal alcohol syndrome babies. Stop fucking playing with me.
Okay.
Now I feel bad because I didn't read you all the way, and now I'm like, damn, Shay, you ain't had to go that far.
Right, like-
You know what I'm saying? But I know the power of my words. I know the power of how deep I can cut and hurt somebody. And when you envision your cape on your back, and you know how you can crush and hurt somebody, sometimes you just have to let it go. You know.
But do you hate holding stuff in though? Honestly.
It depends. Sometimes it feels like the other person be like, yeah, I got her. You know, and I'd be like, bitch, you have no idea what I could have said. But then I just don't even, my mind moves so I don't really hang on to anything. I'm on to the next creative things. So I really don't have time to stir in the bullshit over here because I'm over here thinking, okay, I got to build this website. I got to come up with this name. I got to register this name. What's next?
So what's next is we gonna wrap it up. Girl, I enjoyed you.
I enjoyed y'all,
But
man.
I know we spoke about it a little bit, but can you leave us with some inspirational words or some type of?
Okay, which one you want me to do? Damn, man, this damn microphone is in the love affair. What is
About
just keep trying to just kiss me.
leave us with some tips or inspirational words towards Way to Get a Minute, some feedback on Way to Get a Minute.
Okay. So for me, for Way to Get a Minute, y'all as a crew, do y'all best to stick together. You know what I'm saying? Be open to whatever process. Don't be like, no, I don't like that, or no, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
When I say be more like myself, okay, let's see how it go. You may not like it. It might be the best thing ever. If it's not going to hurt you, then be open to trying new stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Stick together. Understand that everybody's business model is not yours. But if the idea y'all headed in the same direction, who cares if you're in a Ferrari? Like I be telling people on the plane. So what, you in first fucking class and I'm in the back? Bitch, we all getting there at the same time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if the idea is we all moving together as a unit, then do that. Stick together. I mean, because now is not the time with the pandemic and the crisis and stuff going on. And don't let nobody tell y'all what y'all can't be and what y'all can't do. Okay. You know, don't cap yourself off. Don't do that.
Okay, so we enjoyed having you tonight, Shay. It was a pleasure being down here with you. I think this was even better than it would have been on Zoom. So maybe this was meant for
I think so.
to happen this way.
That's how my life is. I told you, butterfly, and y'all in here with me.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yep. We're here in her shop, and I saw those hoodies. What do those hoodies say back there?
Them hoodies, those are the 150 hoodies that my family, my cousin messed up. It was a harsh lesson. So y'all can take one with you because I can't sell them. But like I tell him, I mean, it's a lesson you pay for. It would be the lesson you never forget. So for me, what's next? I created a company called Innovative Design and Consulting Agency.
What kind of company is that?
Well, basically for
my mic. I'm sorry, guys. Me and this mic. What kind? I was asking her what type of company is that.
It'll be a number of things. Like when consulting, we're talking about branding. Just even like working with Jim Ellis Chevrolet and all the celebrity people that I have met, trying to figure out how to navigate them and join these different companies together. The more the direction that I want to be headed in is creating a school for, this is a lost art, the printing art. And they're not teaching kids our stuff, teaching our kids stuff like home ec. Kids don't even know how to sew a button on a shirt. But the sign business is something that nobody really wants to teach other people because they're scared that business is going to get taken from them. I think that we need to empower. Everybody's making T-shirts now, but people need to learn how to do signs and put decals on and, be able to create economic wealth for themselves. So that's the next stage. And I don't know what God have in store. I'm open to a television show, talking to some friends about that and teaching women how to buy vehicles and ditching your cars and your BMWs and your Benzes and getting a SUV or a truck. So, because we are the fastest growing entrepreneurs out there.
Right.
Black women, we are taking over. So just some things. Need to learn about credit. We need to talk.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah, and there's some programs out there that people aren't sharing that allows you to be able to. You don't have to worry about credit if you're a person that is self-employed. There's programs that'll help you be able to purchase vehicles where you don't have to worry about all that paperwork. Yeah, Greg started it. You need to talk. Yeah, this to help you. We don't share that type of stuff, and people need to share it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and it's not shady.
To talk back with you again.
Yes. Anytime y'all want to come to the A.
We like to talk to people that like to talk.
I really don't, because then I'm going to be riding in my car like, damn, I talk too much.
No, you was fine.
I have to shut my mouth some. Next interview, I'm going to be like this. I'm like, come on, bitch, talk.
Well, we enjoyed you.
Thank
you for allowing us to come in to your place of business.
Oh, man, thank you for coming.
Now we can all see exactly what you do. I wish the camera can turn around so they can all see.
Oh, back in the thing is automatic press. It's a CNC router. It's so much stuff.
Big machines back there in the back.
Yeah, about 6,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So thank you. We enjoyed you.
Thank you.
We enjoyed your story. We're going to have to get with you again. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We'll have to do that.
Have her say wait again, man.
Oh,
I was about to say it before.
Right.
Well, thank you for having me on Wait a Minute.
Say it one more time, Shay.
One more time.
I'm going to be y'all new host on Wait a Minute. Hold on.
Hey, okay.
I'm the fourth in the Four Tops. Who is it with Diana Ross? I'm going to come in and be like, I'm singing now. Give me the mics. Wait a minute. There you go.
But thank you guys for joining us on a Saturday night. We enjoyed Shay. She's going to come back.
Absolutely.
And you guys have a good night. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Good
also
night.
Follow Shay on her business page.
Oh, yeah. Give your business. Yes. Hold on, guys.
IDAP Solutions and the number 2, Shay 2 Touch. That's my personal page. 2 Shay 2 Touch and IDAP Solutions. IDAPSOLUTIONS. That is my IG.
Okay,
all right, now.
You got to type that. We're going to pin that.
Yeah, we're going to
all
pin
right,
that
good
in.
night, y'all.
Good night, guys.
All right, goodbye.